guys, Lisa with Praise Heart. I was going to go over with you how I make paper beads. I'm sorry. You just have to know this, that my paper beads are not perfect. Like, you will find some paper beads that are just gorgeous. Mine are just not that lovely, but I like them because I will use them on the front of a journal. Here you can see this is a journal that I'm making about memories and nature and things that I remember. So, and I will not bind it until it's completely done, but this has got my prayer bead on it here. And then it's got, these are just the little paper beads that I make. So I'm going for a look. I'm not going for a, this exacting beautiful thing. So, and these are just really fun. These are repurposed bottle caps too, which I'll do in another video. So these are my paper beads. They are not beautiful. They are not lovely. But they are, because they are just sort of just their own little pretties, and they're just lots of colors and shapes and nothing, nothing too crazy, but they are just a nice little, I don't know, I love them, I love them, I love them, I love them. So how do I do that? So here, first I want to say to you that I save all of my scraps. So anytime that I am working with something and I get a little bit of an extra scrap, I just stick it in this envelope, and when this envelope starts getting to be kind of full, I just sit down and I start making my prayer beads. So first, let me say this. Let's cut them first. So listen, here's the other thing too. I hate math. I feel like I can bare my soul to you and let you know that I hate math. So mine are not exact. Mine are so not exact. If you need an exact science, there are ways to do it where it's just all measurement, but mine won't be. So what I do is on my Fiskars, it's very, very, I don't even worry about the size. Is that not crazy? The most I worry about is that I just get a very clean margin up at the top. So I try to make it about 1 inch. So here you can see on the bottom of my ruler where about 1 inch is. So I'm just going to cut it sort of, the first cut's a little bit wonky, so that it comes up here. Well, I'm just going to cut it, and then you will just see. If you are a visual learner like me, you'll say, I see what you just did. You cut it. Psh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there, that will be a strip. And then I can come back in and cut another. Again, I'm just kind of looking up here and making sure that I am all right. And then I cut in my exacting precision way. And there I've got 2. And then I would just cut this one. My way of doing it, nothing really gets wasted. You can kind of use everything always. So, all right. So here I've got a bunch of papers that I'll be able to make a prayer bead with. So let me put this away. So this is, in my precision-oriented world, a piece of a crutch. Where are you? There you are. A piece of a crutch. It was sort of like, if you have the crutch, and then you've got the handle thing right here. This was the bolt that held the crutch together. So that's what I use my prayer bead, make my prayer beads with. Paper beads, not prayer beads. I just did one on prayer beads. Oh, forget it. Let's just move on. So here what I'm going to do is I will be using tacky glue for this, so you know what I'm grabbing, and gloss Mod Podge to glaze them, just so I don't get distracted. So here what I do, now I know they make, I'm just rolling it around on itself. So here, I'm just going to roll down. I know they make paper bead makers. And someday I might go ahead and break down and buy one, but not yet. Not yet. So here, I'm just rolling it around. Now when I get that little bit of a tail on there, I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to, oh, come on. Glue it down. And now I'm just rubbing it on. Much better when you have clean hands, because then the bead does not get nasty. So now it is glued on. I can slide it off, and I have a little whoop bead. So here I'm just making a little pile of ones that I made. It gets more difficult as you get, this is a thicker paper with a pattern on it, so, but let's just do it. Oh, you want to do something exciting? You want to do something exciting? Let's do a crazy thing. Let's see what would happen if we were to use a paintbrush. Huh? Is that not exciting? So if you can use a crutch, I'm feeling like I can even use a paintbrush. So here I go. I'm going to roll it around. Now remember that this is thicker paper. Not that it mattered. Oh, see, I lost it. It untangled. See, I gotta concentrate. Don't distract me. Okay, here I go. See, now I know in a perfect world, this is supposed to wind up like right in the middle and just perfect. And sometimes they do. And when that happens, that is a joyous day. When it doesn't happen, that is a joyous day for me. Ooh. Okay. So here we go. Now I'm just going to glue it down. So looky there. Oh, dismiss. I have got a low battery. So, okay, so look at that. We just made one on a paintbrush. So I think it would be fair to say that we can make these on anything. So I have 3 here that I'm just going to show you how I glaze. First I have to open my Mod Podge. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to, I keep them on a toothpick when I'm doing them. And I just take the Mod Podge and I really just push it on there so that it has the Mod Podge will serve as a glue and bind it together, and then it will also give it just a little bit of shine, which I like. Hold on, I just don't want it to pool around. You have to be careful that you don't get the Mod Podge stuck on the inside, because then it will stick to the bead and it just gets kind of messy. So then I put it in my drying rack. That is nothing more than a piece of clay with toothpick holes punched down into it. Let me do one more, and then I'm going to show you something kind of fun that I do so that they look completed. Hold on, let me get this little guy glazed. The next one, I'm just going to ask that you pretend that it's glazed so I can show you how I finish mine off on my ends. So, but it's just a cute little bead. I mean, you just don't, I don't know, to me it's fine. For my purposes, it's fine. It might not be fine for your purposes, but it's just a decoration and something to add some fun and interest to my work. I think it's just fabulous. So, hold on, I lost my top. I'll look at that later. So what I do with my beads when they're dry, so these would take a couple of hours to dry really well. So if we pretend that this one is completed and dried and glazed, I just take that any kind of ink pad that sort of complements the bead, and I just do my ends. And then that really does give them more of a finished look. So this is kind of tricky. This is a tricky part because you have to be careful of what kind of pad you use. If you have a pad that is going to be permanent when dried, I would do them first. Do your ends first and then wait for it to completely dry and then glaze them. If you have ink pads that are not permanent when dry, I would Mod Podge them first, then put your ends on, and then maybe just spray them with a fixative. So it just depends on what you have, but either way, I sort of like the way a bead looks when it has its ends done. So those are paper beads, my friends, and then those will just dry and they'll be fabulous and they'll be wonderful and you can add them to your pieces. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.